everybody, and welcome to another episode of Educating Educators Going Digital. Today we're going to be talking about Google Forms, so I went ahead and Googled Google Forms, and I clicked on the first link that comes up. If you have a business account, feel free to log in there, but I'm just going to use a personal account, so click Personal. And then it'll take you to a page where you can pick a blank form. So I'm going to hit that plus sign, and it brings me to a blank untitled form. So let's go ahead and name this. I'll do form number 1. And then you can also add a description. I'm just going to leave that blank for now. So let's click on the first question. What is your name? As you can see, it auto-populates from a multiple choice question to a short answer. So as you can see, there are a lot of options for question types, being short answer, a paragraph, so long answer, multiple choice, checkboxes, drop downs. You can even upload a file for each question. So if that's a picture or another kind of resource that they could use. Then we have a linear scale, which is like 1 to 5, or rate this, 1 to 10, whatever. And then multiple choice grid, which looks like this. And then you also have a checkbox grid. So obviously you have lots of questions to choose from. So let's go on to our next question. If you want to duplicate this question, you can go ahead and press that icon right here. And let's change this to, how are you today? So I'm going to change this from a short answer to a linear scale. 1 to 5, I can have the 1 meaning bad, and then the 5 meaning amazing. If I wanted to switch this question with the first question, all I have to do is click this icon here and drag and drop. Next, if I want to delete this question, I can just press this trash can right here. If I want to require a certain question, I can flip this switch to hit required. This means that the person cannot submit the form without answering the question. I can also add a description to any question that I need. If I'd like to insert another question, I just press that icon and it'll automatically populate a question for you. If you click this icon, you can import questions from a previous file or form. You can also add different texts with descriptions and add images. So if you click this icon, it'll give you a browser that you can upload or search the web for any kind of picture you're looking for. Same thing with video here, and add different sections to your form. Now let's talk about customizing your form. If you click on the upper right-hand paint palette, you'll see a customization tab. If you click under header, choose image, it'll give you a drop-down menu of all these different images you can use. You can even upload your own photos that you have on your desktop or on the web. Scrolling down here, let me look for something that'll be good. This looks nice. Got some school books. So that'll automatically upload for me, and it changes the background theme to go with the image. If you'd like to change the color, just click here on the right sidebar and you can kind of pick what color you want. You can also choose the font type that you'd like. I'm going to go with basic for this form. Next, let's talk about the setting. In the general settings, you can collect email addresses. Make sure that each person can only submit 1 response. I'm going to click that. Then you can also make sure that they can't edit afterwards or see analytics. Going into the permission settings, you have even more options like showing progress and shuffling the questions. You can also add a confirmation message. So I'm going to say, your response has been submitted. Save. We go back into the settings and click on the third tab, which is quizzes. You can turn this entire form into a quiz by just sliding this little lever here. And this assigns point values to questions and allows auto grading. So speaking of auto grading, let's talk about it. I would highly suggest that this button here is clicked immediately after each submission. This means that the form will automatically grade all the correct answers for you. You can have this option of later and manually grading them and then sending them an email response afterwards. But again, highly recommend this immediate after each submission. It'll save you a lot of time, and the students or whoever can see the answers right away as well. Then speaking of the students, the respondent can see you have 3 options: missed questions, correct answers, and point values. So if you're taking a quiz and you want people to make sure that they get every question right before they can move on, I would highly suggest that they don't see the correct answers so that they have to keep on going until they find the correct answers. But really, it's all up to you, and you have a lot of leeway with these kind of questions, so that's great. But really, it's all up to you. So just click save when you're done, and then this will now be a quiz. So when we're going back to responses, it'll still kind of auto-populate right here for you with all of the quiz grading. So whenever you're ready to look at all of the responses, just hit this responses tab. All right, now clicking this I button, this is a preview page. So this is what anyone will see when they get your form link or code. So I think this looks pretty good. Let's exit out of this. And then let's move on to the send button. By pressing this send button, it'll bring you up a window to choose how to send your form. You can choose by email, by link, so you can just copy and paste this, or by HTML link. You can put this in any kind of website. Let's just say we'll send it by email. This is your area to copy and paste any emails you'd like to send this form directly to, or Facebook or Twitter. Next, let's add a subject line. Please fill out form. Great. Now let's add a message. I could put in a deadline, for instance. So please finish before 2 p.m. today. And then I'm going to make sure that this form is included in the email so they don't have to go to a different link. Now you can choose to add any kind of participants. So if you're working with someone on this form, you can make sure to invite them, and then they get the link so they can update questions as they choose. It's a really nice feature, especially if you're a teacher and you want to collaborate. All right, so going back to that send button, I'll just make sure everything that I put in there originally was in there. I already hit cancel. All right, so let's pretend we've already sent this form out. Let's talk about how you're gonna get all the information added in this form. If you click on the responses tab, you can see we have 0 responses, but you can get them all formulated into an Excel spreadsheet when you have responses. You can even use this drop-down feature to download all of the responses completely. All right, there you have it. Google Forms in less than 5 minutes. Make sure to like this video if you found it helpful. Comment down below what you want to learn next, and make sure to subscribe. Thanks.